Mike Panaki here in the Profitap booth at Cisco Live. And in this demonstration, we're going to take a look at how we can use the application analysis screen to go in and look at what applications are traversing the network, how much bandwidth those applications are using, who the clients are, and who the servers are for each one of those applications. All right, let's go in and take a look at what applications are going across the network. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're looking at the last 24 hours of traffic to go across the network at the point where we're monitoring with the IOTA. And I want to see what applications are traversing the network during this time period. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to Navigate, and I'm going to go to Application Overview. From here, I get to see the top applications that have been going across the network, and this will show me these applications right now based on what their payload size is. What I want to do is I want to filter in on Office 365. So I'm going to add a filter right here. I'm going to say Application, and I'm going to say Office 365. So this is a very quick and easy way to drill in on one application. Now I can come down and I can take a look at what the latency looks like for that application. This shows me the servers, it shows me where those servers are located. In fact, if we come down here, I can see a world map and start seeing where the various servers that are serving up Office 365 are located. Now, I want to drill in even further right into the server. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand the clients and servers. From here, I can see the servers, I can see their DNS names, again, where they're located, and how much traffic we've seen going to each one of those servers. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this server right here. Now what that does is it takes me into the host view for that server and allows me to see how much bandwidth that server is consuming. Again, I can see the location of the server. But one thing that's kind of interesting right here when we take a look at that location for the server is it shows me that this IP address was resolved to this DNS name. Now, if I click on that DNS name, it expands it, and it shows that that particular DNS name has also been resolved to these IP addresses. So not only is that name being served up by the server we're looking at right now, but it's also being served up by these servers right here. So I'm going to drill in even further, and I'm going to take a look at individual flows on here. So this shows each of the individual flows going to that server. And I'm going to grab a flow that had a long duration. So we see right here that this particular flow had a duration of 1.97 minutes. Now, I could download this and start taking a look at that flow within Wireshark. But what I want to do is I want to get a high-level view of that flow. See how much time the network's taking, server's taking, etc. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and tap on Inspect. So this is going to drill into that specific flow for that specific server. So over here in our packet structure, we can see what protocols are in use. Over here in our flow detail, we can see that we established our three-way handshake, our SYN, our SYN-ACK, and our ACK. We had some data flowing across. Now, in this case, we see that our initial round-trip latency was 16.7 milliseconds. All right, well, that's not too bad. That's pretty good. That's our network round-trip time. Our server latency minimum was 672 nanoseconds. That's impressive. And our average server latency was 16.9 seconds. That seems kind of long. And our max latency was 1 minute and 57 seconds. So in this case, we may want to go in and do some more investigation into that particular server and take a look at what's going on. And if I wanted to do that by taking a look at the packets, I could come up here and click on the 35 kilobytes worth of packets that I'm interested in. So I was able to take 24 hours, reduce that down to an application, reduce that application down to a particular server, and now I only need to take a look at those 37 or 35 kilobytes in this case of packets. So I can click on this, I can open Wireshark, and now I've got exactly the packets that I need to do that. So I'm going to come back up here to the overview screen of the IOTA, And the power here is I can go back in time. So I can go back in time, I can see what applications were out there, I can drill into those applications, I can find out which servers are slow, and I can even take a look at the packets that were involved with that particular transaction.